Hey guys, welcome to Chaos Unfiltered. I'm your host, Abby, and today I wanted to talk about overthinking, trust issues. They're like one and the same, if I'm gonna be honest. At least in my brain, they're one and the same. Like, I feel like if you have trust issues, it's because you overthink, or you overthink because you have trust issues, right? And if you don't have trust issues, if you don't overthink, especially in a relationship, right? I wish I was you. I'm gonna be honest. But I think you can overthink in other situations too, not just in a relationship. Like, I know you can overthink friendships. You can have trust issues with friendships, shit like that too, right? I don't really have that with a friendship type level. I think for me, which this is weird, right? Because like, why can I be understanding in this scenario, but I can't do it in like a relationship? I don't know. Maybe because I've been burned too many times in a relationship, shit like that. But with a friendship and overthinking and stuff like that, like, I don't know, if my friend doesn't text me back right away, one, I probably have a good enough relationship with them that I'm going to blow up their phone and FaceTime them and call them if I really need them. So, like, maybe that's where it happens, right? That I'm like, well, if I am overthinking it, I'm going to get my answers right now. And I'm not going to do that in a relationship. I don't know. Maybe I would if it's a longer relationship, right? But I just feel like, I don't know. I know where me and my friends stand. I know we're all busy. We all have lives, and that's okay. Like, with how old I am, like, I feel like I have so many friends in different aspects of their life that overthinking and the trust issues, like, I don't know. I guess I'm just understanding in those ways. And I'm a very understanding person, even with relationships and stuff like that, too. Do not get me wrong. I think it's just different in a relationship. But, like, for friendships, we'll talk about that first. I don't overthink it, right? I'm like, hey, you're married, you have a house, you have all of this. Like, you're in a different stage of life than I am. Or I have friends that are engaged that, they're probably not doing the same things I'm doing anymore. Or I have younger friends that want to go out and drink and party a lot. And hey, don't get me wrong, I like to party sometimes too. But also, I'm ready to settle down and I'm ready to find my person and get to that point, right? And this is where the trust issues with relationships, the overthinking with relationships happens. Like, I will never be mad at someone if they're like, hey, like, I don't trust those words you're saying, right? Because, no, I totally understand. I've been in a relationship where my ex told me he liked being single while we were actively still together. I've had an ex want to have kids to try and fix our relationships, to saying all of these things, to the gaslighting of me of like, I was going to ask you out, but you did this type, so I didn't ask you out. Like, I have not had good luck with relationships. And so I have a lot of trust issues, right? I don't have a lot of faith that I'm the only person you're talking to, that you actually want to be with me, because your words mean absolutely jack fucking shit to me, right? I've had so many times where people have used their words against me and they have said one thing and turned around and did another fucking thing. So I don't believe words. I do love like, the effort, like, I appreciate people, not people, like, the guy I'm talking to, I appreciate them sending me those text messages, though, or like calling me and like talking to me and like that reassurance, right? Like, I do appreciate that still. Do not get me wrong. I will always be a reassurance person. I love to give reassurance because I know how it feels like to not get reassurance. And it sucks. It sucks so bad, especially when you really like the person and you're feeling some type of way, and I'm going to reassure you to help you know that I'm feeling this type of way. This is what I want. Because I am very direct now when it comes to relationships. I'm like, no, I want this. I want this. Like, what do you want out of this, right? Because if this is just a fling to you, the door. But I need to be direct. I need that. because of the trust issues, because of the overthinking, I've had people before in the past that's like, hey, no, I really want a relationship. And then, 3 weeks down the road, you're catching feelings, you're getting more close, you're like, fuck, I really like this guy, right? And what the fuck do they do? Hey, sorry, I met someone else. I actually don't want a relationship. Hey, my life's super busy right now, so I just can't, like, make this work. Like, any fucking excuse under the fucking sun, right? And that shit's so fucking annoying. So annoying. So for me, yes, I have trust issues. Yes, I really overthink. All my friends know that too. Like, and anyone that has trust issues, anyone that does overthink, like, you have the right to. You've probably been through something kind of fucking traumatic, right? And I'm not gonna judge you for that. And no one should judge me for having trust issues. Like, I get it. I understand, though. Like, it sucks when it's like, hey, I understand you're saying this, but I can't trust it. Like, it sucks because you're like, I didn't do anything, right? But I get that you've been burned so much in the past that it doesn't matter that I didn't do anything or you didn't do anything. It's just what's expected at this fucking point, especially now with social media, social media is so fucking big that I feel like it's so hard to make sure people are genuine, right? Because it's like, it's so easy to meet other people. It's so easy to DM another person, shit like that. And it's like, I don't know. Sometimes I wish I was in a point where, like, cell phones and shit like that weren't as prominent because, yeah, you could still cheat. But, yeah, it was a lot fucking harder to cheat. But it was also a lot harder, I guess, to get caught, too, if you think about it. So I don't know. The overthinker in me cannot handle it. But for me also, like, I'm such an overthinker. I have those trust issues that I know for myself. And again, hey, actions speak louder than words all day, every fucking day. But I would never do that to a person. I have been in the place where I'm like, thinking about, I was in a relationship one time and I was like, yeah, I kind of want to get back on dating apps. That was a sign right there in my head. I was like, okay, it's time to break up with him. I'm not going to go and cheat. I'm going to break up with you. I'm going to do it respectfully. I'm going to be honest. Like, I'm not going to fucking lie to anybody about anything. Like, I've had someone hit me up and they're like, hey, tell me you found someone, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you know what? I did, right? I'm not sorry, right? I'm never going to apologize to someone for being like, oh yeah, I'm sorry, I did find someone, right? Like, no, I'm not fucking sorry, right? Because obviously, this person's doing something that you couldn't give me. But I'm just so 100% truthful. I am so honest. I'm honest to a fault. Because I will tell you the hard fucking truth and I understand it might hurt your feelings and I understand you might not like it. But me personally, I would rather be told the fucking truth and it hurt me than to be told a fucking lie. All day, every fucking day. So trust issues in relationships, I feel like they happen a lot and I feel like they go away, I think. Not really go away ever, right? But they lessen once you get to know the person more. You see the actions, they're genuine. Maybe you're actually in a relationship now and like you've been dating for a few months, so you're a little bit more confident, right? Depending on how they're acting towards you, you're a little bit more confident. I've been in the situation that I've been dating someone and I'm still not confident. So, but when it's new, when it's fresh, you have all of these like trust issues. Like anything that's going on, it's like red flag, red flag, red flag. But not like, or just like, oh, why aren't they texting me back? Are they talking to someone else? Blah, blah, blah. Like, this, that, and the third, right? And how do you help that, right? Because overthinking and the trust issue so much can end up hurting a good potential relationship, friendships, whatever you are thinking about right now in this moment when I'm talking about this. How do you help those trust issues? How do you stop overthinking so much, right? I think one, and this one's hard. As an overthinker, as someone that has trust issues, this is hard, right? You have to put your faith into that person. I understand you have been burned in the past. I understand that it's hard. But you have to be willing to get hurt to let something good come in your life. There's no other way, like, around it, really. Like, if you are so guarded, you have a cage around your heart, you're never going to let someone in enough to get a potential, like, whatever you want, right? Like, you have to be willing to let people in, and you have to be okay to get hurt again. But you don't want to go in and be like, yeah, I'm going to get hurt, right? You want to have faith in this person. And that's something I've been really working on, is having, like, faith in another person, of just, like, no, what you're telling me is true. All of this, that, and the third. I think also, again, actions, right? I'll tell someone, like, hey, I know you have trust issues. I'm going to tell you this, and I know you're not going to understand. You're not going to believe me, right? But let my actions show you otherwise. I am a very loyal individual. Friendships, relationships, anything like that, I have your back 100,000 fucking %. Which gets me hurt, right? Because, well, a lot of people aren't that way. A lot of people look out solely for themselves. And you know what? That's fine. That's not me, though. Because, like, if you're my friend, if we're dating, if I'm talking to you, if you're my family, my close family, shit like that, right? Like, if you need something, I will, on a drop of a dime, I will figure it the fuck out, and I will support you how I fucking can. And that's the thing, though, right? Like, my actions have proven that. Now, when it's a new relationship, they don't know your actions, right? They don't know who you are as a person, right? Even if they've talked to your friends are your friends. So you take everything their friends say with kind of like a grain of salt, right? Because they're, hopefully, if they're that person's friend, they're going to try and hype them up and, like, tell you they're this great person. Hopefully. If they're telling you they're a piece of shit, that might be even more concerning, to be honest. And I'd run out that fucking door real quick. But your actions show if you're being genuine, right? Like, hey, yeah, my mom does know about you. Hey, yeah, my friends do know about you. Yeah, like, I've told them this, that, all that. But that's still words, right? But if you're on FaceTime, right, and it's like, oh, your friend randomly pops in and they're like, hey, what's up? Like, well, there's the proof, right? My friend knows who you are. And that, I mean, I think that's a good sign, and it's a way to show that you are genuine. But it's not everything, right? Just because someone's told their friends about you doesn't mean fucking shit, right? Because I know me. I'm a girl's girl. My friend can be like, hey, yeah, this man. And I'm like, hey, so nice to meet you. Great, right? Hey, look, this other man. You know the thing going, like, it's on all social media and shit like that. And it's like, if my homegirl has 5 guys, then I have 5 brother-in-laws. Shit like that, right? Like, I'm a girl's girl, so I understand that shit. And as a friend, you're not gonna let that shit, like, you're gonna protect your friend. You're not gonna, like, tell them that she's also talking to multiple guys, right? I think it is a little bit hard because I know me. I have fucked up the name before, and I had to spin that thing in a fucking circle to not get my friend in fucking trouble. And, you know, I did it. That shit's not fucking easy. But trust issues, overthinking, having faith, right? You have to have faith that the person you're meeting, the person that you have met, that you want this relationship with, has good intentions. And really that comes down to your character judgment. So no one's opinion matters but yours. Your friends can have their opinions. That's great. You can listen to them. But I think the biggest thing is that they need to be supportive. But it's your decision. It's your life. You make those choices. And have a good sense of judgment on other people. Now, I will say, I am terrible at picking men in the past, right? Like, I've talked about my past relationships on here. We all know they were not for me. And the people who know me even more outside of the podcast, you definitely know that those men were not for me, right? So, I say good character judgment that you have to be able to tell. But, like, look at me, like, right? I dated those people. Didn't fucking work out. But it's also, for me especially, I like to see, and I think I've mentioned this time and time again, right? I like to see the best in people, right? I like to see their potential. I like to see all of that. You need to take them for face value. And that's your character that's your character judgment, right? Like, oh, I'm looking at you. You're telling me you can't keep a 9 to 5. You call into work weekly, this, that, and the third. I'm like, oh, well, like, it's a tough job. No, what? But nothing. If it's that early on, take the red flag, walk out the door. You're not overthinking it in that moment. You're fucking right. They're not holding a stable job if they're not doing that. Like, what makes you think they're going to hold a stable relationship? What makes you think that they're even ready for a relationship? What makes you think that, and okay, this might be overthinking, right? What makes you think they're just not coming to you because you are stability? You can take care of them, right? And that might be overthinking, but at the same time, like, there are those red flags that will show you their character, and in that moment, you need to really say, no, this is not okay, right? I wish I would have done that in the past. I wish I would have listened to those signs. I'm definitely trying to get better at that, and I think I have. Like, I don't know. We'll see, because I'm not going to share anything. But, like, I don't know. Trust issues are hard, though, guys. And it's not something that, I feel like you can overcome. If you have trust issues, you're going to have fucking trust issues. Now, you might not have trust issues with everybody, and that's because their actions have shown and proven to you otherwise. And the biggest piece of advice I can give is that you just have to have faith in that person. And I know that's not easy. But as a person that also has trust issues, I think you should also think about what you're putting out there for that relationship, right? Like, if you're not putting in effort too, if you're waiting for them to text every time, if you're waiting for them to ask you to hang out every time, shit like that, like, that's also showing some things. If you want to be able to trust them and you're like, well, they're not doing this, that, but neither are you, right? So that's just very important to think about, in my opinion. Of like, why are you expecting the other person to do all of this, but you're not willing to do all of it either, right? Now, let's say you are overthinking. You are having trust issues right now. What do you do besides just having faith? Because what if you are in, like, that spiral, right? I've been in that spiral before. What do you do to help get yourself out of the spiral? Especially if they're not texting you back, right? They might be asleep. It might be 3 a.m, you're stressing out, and you're like, why aren't they texting me back? Bitch, they're fucking asleep. But, like, what do you do? Something that really helps me is I'll text some of my friends, the ones I, like, know are good at supporting in those situations, right? I'll text them if I need to and be like, hey, like, am I overthinking this? Like, tell me I'm overthinking this. Like, and I've, like, one of my friends will be like, chill, like, it's okay. Like, they're going through something, or, like, they're just busy. It's only been 20 minutes, right? Like, I know those people that have been in a spiral, and I have been one of those people in a spiral, because it's especially after it's like hey, I have a serious question, or like, we need to talk. And then they don't fucking text you back or call you for 20 minutes. I'm spiraling. Don't say those things if you're not going to be able to respond to me right away. Anyways, that was a little off topic, but, like, reach out to a friend, a family member, someone that you can talk about those things. Now, obviously, I am a believer that, like, you keep not your relationship really private, but, like, if you're fighting, if you're having issues, right, you try and keep that between you and that personal relationship, because I have been in the situations where they take it to their family, and it's like, oh, yeah, my family wouldn't judge. No, like, Everyone says that. I have said it. They're gonna look at them a little bit differently. And I guess it also like depends on the extent of the fight. But again, if it's a huge fight, you really don't want to tell them, because then they're really judging. They really don't like this person anymore, and they come around and you're like, "Oh, wow, you forgave them?" Like, I don't know. I think in fights and situations like that, it is a little trickier because yes, you're going to have trust issues, yes, you're going to overthink, but you have to be able to overcome that with yourself and with your partner, especially because I just don't think you should take your arguments and shit outside of YouTube, because once you bring someone else into the argument, once you bring someone else into the fight, here comes all these little birds telling you one thing or another, and they're altering how you feel in the situation. And it's just hard. It's just fucking hard. So, how do you overcome trust issues, overthinking, when you can't just reach out to a friend, right? When it is something maybe a little bit more serious that is making you question, but you don't want to reach out to a friend because you don't want other people telling you shit in your fucking ear, right? What do? I think one thing really important, when you can, obviously, talk to the other person. Hey, I have trust issues, right? And honestly, I kind of find it a little helpful when like you both have trust issues, when you both kind of overthink, because you both kind of understand and how to navigate those things together to help each other out, right? Because I've also been in the situation where it's like, well, I didn't do any of that. Like, why the fuck? And it's like, I get you didn't do any of it. I get it's not your fault. But help me so we can be better, right? So definitely talk to your significant other, your friendship, if this is what we're talking about, right? But I feel like we're kind of on the relationship road, so. Now, let's say you can't. Let's say you're both still really heated. You really don't want to talk to each other right now. That's okay. I think also sometimes just talking to yourself out loud really is helpful, at least for me, because thinking about it is great, but once you start saying it out loud, those shower thoughts, when you're actually like talking through it in the shower, saying it out loud, it's like, okay, wait, no, I sound stupid. And you're like, wait, no, I kind of understand where they're coming from now. Or it's like, wait, no, like I should make this point, right? And it is helpful. It will help you kind of stop overthinking and having trust and faith in yourself, right? Of like, no, you picked the right person. You picked a good person. Like, they wouldn't do that to you, right? Now, I know some of you out there are probably like, well, I've said that to myself and then they turned around and did it. So, I get it. But you do have to give people the benefit of the doubt. It's hard. Any given moment, someone could fucking change how they're, like, reacting towards you, how their energy they're putting into you. Like, it's fucking hard. Like, I understand, right? So I think talking it out to yourself is really important and helpful. Now, if maybe you're not a talker, maybe you're like, that's fucking weird. I don't know. Write it down. I think writing is a little bit hard, though, in my personal opinion, because it's like, then you have those forever. Like, if I'm just word vomiting, I'm getting it out and I'm not holding on to it. If I'm writing it down, I'm really sitting there. I can go back to it, and then it can make me more pissed off, shit like that, right? So, like, I think if you do write it down, wad it up, throw it in the trash can afterwards. If you have a fireplace, burn it. Don't burn anything in your bathtub. I don't know if I ever mentioned that, but don't do it. I put a burn hole in a bathtub one time for doing that. Just a little fun fact about me in college days, right? It's fine. Now, if those two things aren't really going to help you, right, like maybe kind of sitting there and resonating with it is actually going to make it worse, because I've been there too, right? Distract yourself. Ask your friends to go hang out without bringing up the issues, right? Read a book. Sometimes reading, though, is really hard. Like, I know if I am in a certain type of feeling, like, reading doesn't distract me enough. Take a nap if you need to. I've been there when I'm like so overthinking all of that. I'm like, I'm just going to take a nap, right? Can't think about it if I'm asleep. But then you have like that dream and then you're like, yeah, whatever. Keep yourself occupied, though. Go do something it doesn't matter really what you're doing if it takes your mind off of it to kind of help distract you from those overthinking moments. I think overthinking and trust issues are a little bit different. They are one and the same, but I think you can have trust issues, but if you're just overthinking because you're an overthinker, right? Like there's no reason to have trust issues. You're just overthinking the situation. That's different. And the biggest way is just kind of like distracting yourself and finding something to distract yourself with. For me, a lot of the times that's going to the gym. Listening to music's a big one, like, right? Cleaning. If I'm overthinking, oh my God, this apartment is fucking spotless. Now, this apartment's usually pretty nice and clean anyways because I don't like a dirty apartment, but I'll be cleaning baseboards if I'm overthinking, right? You're doing the shit that you never really clean. It's like all those TikToks you see, and it's like, yeah, the things you should clean monthly that no one does. Yeah, I'm cleaning that shit now, right? Now I'm doing it. Don't sit on social media. I will say that as an overthinker and trust issues, right? It's almost like they know what's going on, and you get those like reels and shit like that, and it's like, oh yeah, I'll leave them, or it's like making you overthink more. Sometimes they are a little like reassuring in a way. Usually not, at least in my opinion, they were never reassuring. Or I just kind of felt gaslit, right? Like with my past breakup, I was on TikTok and it was like, you guys are getting back together. And I was like, oh my God. And I was like, why the fuck am I believing TikTok? We're not getting back together. It's over. Which I'm thankful, right? I'm thankful that we didn't. But I think something to keep you occupied, keep your mind busy, so you're not thinking about the other stuff is really important. So cleaning, listening to music, vibing out, going to hang out with friends, going to the gym. You know, staying busy can help in a lot of ways. Now, sometimes it can hurt you, right? If you're constantly staying busy and you're never letting yourself feel those feelings, then you're going to become overwhelmed. Then when you finally do feel those feelings, it's going to be a lot fucking harder. So I think you do need to feel the feelings. If you need to overthink, like, don't let it build up so much that then it breaks you. But I also think with overthinking, it usually resolves itself in like not even a day or two. I would say less than a day. At least in my situations recently, right? Like, it's resolved. I was just overthinking. I'm now, like, secure again. Like, I'm not overthinking, right? Like, it just needed some time and I needed them to text me back or whatever, right? But if you are constantly having the same thought, like the same overthinking thoughts, the same trust issues of this person, right? That is when I would say you definitely need to talk to them about it, right? Like, hey, I'm feeling this type of way. Now they're going to give you reassurance, or they're going to take the other route and be kind of defensive. And if they're being defensive, that should also raise a red flag, in my opinion. Like, they shouldn't be defensive. Like, there's no reason to get mad if you actually didn't do anything. I don't know. Let that one sit with you, right? But overthinking is hard. Having trust issues is hard. I feel like a lot of people have that nowadays, though. So it's just figuring out what works for you and how you can help it. And, hopefully, maybe you'll just find the person that's not going to give you those trust issues and overthink anymore. And then you don't have to keep going through this because you finally found your person, right? I wish that for everybody, including myself. But yeah, it's not easy, guys. Nothing in life is easy, right? I say that all the time, too. Nothing good in life comes easy. This is the same thing. So, take a deep breath. Feel the feelings if you need to. Talk about it with that person. Distract yourself if needed. But really trust yourself and trust your gut instinct. Because honestly, a lot of times, more so than less, your gut is right. Anyways, thank you guys so much for listening to this podcast episode. I hope you tune into the next episode. Bye, guys.